What's good, fight fans? It's Ashley's Corner. And I think April 14th in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, and it should be on ESPN. Keith Thurman has signed a contract to fight Jessie Vargas. The only reason why I'm a little confused is because he gave all of us the notion that he wasn't 100% and he was going to test his elbow out on a tune-up, or maybe he said a light touch and test our elbow out, see what's good, fight a mandatory or maybe rematch or something. Maybe, like he didn't, for him to sign a contract with Jessie Vargas is, to me, it sounded like he said Jessie Vargas is that soft touch, Jessie Vargas is that tune-up. I can't agree with him 100% on that. I can't. I mean, I do agree with him being a soft touch, a softer touch, as far as on paper, because his knockout percentage is only 33%, as far as I'm saying, Jessie Vargas. So he probably believes that he cannot get hurt as far as losing the fight, or him getting stopped, or or him getting dropped by Jessie Vargas. I don't think Keith Thurman thinks that Jessie Vargas can hurt him in that way. But Jessie Vargas swings from the hills sometimes. Like, I mean, it's not wide punches or nothing like that, but he swings sometimes. Like I seen that fight with Timothy Bradley, man. He had Timothy Bradley knuckles, knees buckling a couple times, especially in I think the very end of the fight. He almost dropped Timothy. He was, you could tell he was hurt. He was circling the ring. He was trying to stay away from Jessie Vargas like he was a shark in the water. Like, he can hurt you. I don't think Keith Thurman is giving Jessie Vargas just due his respect at all, just by him being the first person he fights after making that statement, after being off for all of that time, talking about fighting Devin Alexander, and you come to Jessie Vargas. That's who you land on. You land on Jessie Vargas after you saying that you won't fight. I forget the exact words he used, because I mean, shit, Keith Thurman answers be epic sometimes, yo. But he's if you're saying you're not going to fight Spence at all in 2018. And I think he said, what he said is not going to be a championship fighter, or it's not going to be a championship. Something he said that he's not going to fight. Okay, I mean, but I do understand why he chose Jessie Vargas to fight. I don't understand why he chose him to be the first fight after his surgery, after making those comments, but to fight him, yes, because Jessie Vargas is a name. People know who Jessie Vargas is. After the fight with Timothy Bradley and Manny Pacquiao, which was the only two fights he ever lost, a lot of people know who Jessie Vargas is. He has a pretty solid fan base, and he's a good fighter. He's respected. And just like I said, I don't think Keith Thurman thinks that he can get hurt by Jessie Vargas, so this is why he's picking him to fight. But I just don't think he should pick him as the so-called tune-up or soft touch. But real quick, let's run down the specs, and I'm going to start with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is 28-0, 22 knockouts. His knockout rating is 76%. He's 5'7.5" with a reach of 69%. He's 28 years old. Jessie Vargas is 28 years old also. He is 28-2 with those two losses being from Timothy Bradley Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. He has 10 knockouts. His knockout rating is 33%. He's fought for 211 rounds, so, he's not, it's like I said, he's not a green fighter, He's 5'10", and he has a reach of 71 inches, so he has a 2-inch reach on Thurman and a 2.5 inches in height. Now, you only can use that 2 inches if you know how to use it, And I think Jessie Vargas isn't a better boxer than Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman is going to try to box him. And I do believe he's going to win on the cards, but It's possible, very possible, for Jessie Vargas to hurt Keith Thurman. It's possible that he could stun Keith Thurman. I'm not saying he can stop Keith Thurman, but I'm saying it's very possible that he can make him look bad, just like he made Timothy Bradley look bad. And I think Keith Thurman should watch his ass in his ponytail because of that. Because of that, just only he watch his back, because I just don't really, when you wrap your head around everything that he said and the way he was saying it about his elbow and all of that talk, like we was anticipating him to come back and waiting for his answer, and that's what he gave us. And the first person for you to fight is to be Jessie Vargas. I mean, it's just a little odd, you know. I think Jessie Vargas should feel a little disrespected. I think it's just a little bit of an insult that he's choosing Jessie Vargas. You know, this hasn't been ordered by a sanctioned body for them to fight or nothing like that. This is a fight. This is a fight that he chose to take. As far as Keith Thurman, because Jessie Vargas already called him out. He called Earl Spence out. Hell, in the beginning of last year, sometime I think February or April, he called out Danny Garcia. So like Jessie Vargas is scared of no one. And he's not ready to fight. Keith Thurman ain't ready to fight Earl Spence, but Jessie Vargas is, but yet he's your tune-up. Now, it's either the surgery that Keith Thurman had went very well, and he just didn't expect it to go that well, or just was just, talking about the worst case scenario when he said what he said about his elbow and not fighting Earl Spence, or he did the ancient technique that people's been doing for centuries, and it's called lying. Maybe he was just lying, and his elbow's okay, but he's gonna fight Spence on his own time. He's already made it known that he did a lot to be where he is in his career. This is what he asked for, and this is what he wants, and he's gonna do what he needs to do to keep it for as long as he can. And if putting off Earl Spence until he's good and goddamn ready to fight Earl Spence, then that makes perfect sense to me. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do as far as the fans, because we want to see these fights, but it makes sense for him to tell the media and tell the people whatever they need to hear in order to try to keep his fans intact until he's ready for that bout. And just like I said, I don't agree with the shit, but it just makes sense that he will lie and say what he needs to say, but still he's not cherry picking because just like I said, Jessie Vargas is far from a cherry. But it's very possible that he got that money, and if all of this is 100, then his surgery just went great, and he feels like he can take on a Jessie Vargas, and because Jessie Vargas, this is going to be a good fight. I can see. I don't know if Thurman's going to want to bang with Jessie Vargas, but if his surgery went 100 and he's back to himself, and I'm talking about Keith Thurman, if he's 100 again, then he's probably going to try to look for a knockout. And that's what I want to see. I always want to see knockouts, but what I do want to see is these two in the middle of the ring and not running from each other. Jesse don't run, but Thurman be on his wheel sometimes, But always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.